Today we're going to talk about oppression and diversity. There are three types of human diversity. The first is gender. Gender is a cluster of traits that links to being male and female. The second is sexual orientation. Sexual orientation is the sexual or romantic attraction to either one gender or both. Culture is the way of life that includes values, beliefs, or behaviors. Culture competencies. Social workers should be aware of how they make assumptions on diverse groups. Social workers should also be aware of how they view the world. With empowerment, social workers should strive to improve people's sense of self-worth. With the strength perspective, everyone has a strength. It includes individual, groups, or families. In the videos that we've watched, such as Being Black in America, Intellectual Disabilities, and the LGBT community videos, they all had a strength to overcome their oppression. With the Being Black in America videos, we had an education to overcome our oppression. With the LGBT communities, they were able to speak up about how they would like to live on the college communities. And the intellectual video, she overcame her intellectual disability. She ended up joining the Special Olympics, and that helped her overcome her disability, helped her to live with it. And with the Taking Roots video, they lost their source of firewood, so they decided to grow their own trees, and they gained their own source of firewood. Resiliency. In the book, it gives a description of resiliency, how a hammer hits a tire and the tire bounces back quickly. And such as those videos, how even though they had oppression, they all bounced back quickly from their adversities. Oppression is putting limitations on people. Oppressions have dominating groups, and those dominating characteristics of those groups are power, privilege, and acclaim. They also have lesser dominating groups, and those characteristics are marginalization, which is having less power on people, and alienation is making people not fit in and making them feel like they're being treated not like everyone else. And poverty is not having the basic not being able to afford the basic necessities. There's two types of poverty. Absolute poverty is not being able to afford your basic necessities. Relative poverty is being able to afford your basic necessities, but not being able to maintain your standard living. The multi-dimensional poverty index have three indicators, such as living standards, which is your fuel, water, and electricity. Your education would be child education, or how many years they went to school. And health would be child mortality and nutrition. Immigrants. Non-immigrants are foreign-born. An example of that would be a seasonal worker. They would come to the United States with a visa to work for a portion of the year, but have to go back to their country, the other portion. Undocumented aliens, another name for them would be illegal aliens or deportable aliens, where they have no right to be in the United States. Community. Community has different functions. Some functions that I chose was social control, mutual support, and social participation. Sustainability. A community should always have access to support. And distorted development. An example of that would be high poverty in rural areas. Thank you for tuning in to my presentation.